Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Nerd at First Sight All-Star panel. I'm Glenn from Jack, and Jack will be joining us a little bit later. August Love Story is off this week, but I'm here with the one and only, most lovable and capable, Miss Talisa Ray. What's going on, Talisa? How are you doing today?
Good. Hey, y'all. Hey, I hope your Sunday is going wonderfully well.
Well, mine is my football team won today, so it's a good thing. So I'm ready to go. NFL Sunday just kicking it off. But we're not here to talk about the NFL. We're here to talk about Married at First Sight. And it was a great week if you was a Married at First Sight fan because there's a lot to talk about because all these couples showed some foolishness and it's something that's going on with each and every one of these couples. Let's get started with this couple here. Let's get started with um, who I want to get started with. Let's get started with Sasha and Nate. Let's get started with Sasha and Nate. They didn't have when compared to the other couple, Sasha and Nate was kind of a little bit boring this week. But see, Lisa, your thoughts on Sasha and Nate as it was the month anniversary and state, and then Nate has to go sign this post note.
Well, I know I'm gonna just start with like some good notes, which was she was overjoyed that he said I'm falling in love from you with you. I mean, to me it's a little odd. It's only a week out. I don't know how many days it was. I don't remember how many days it was from when he said he was a 4 out of 10 to now he's a 7 or 8 out of 10, and that he is falling for her. And I'm wondering though, does the post nup have anything to do with it? Like being able to kind of see um, how serious she was about her finances, which means she really isn't playing about her finances. Is he an an opportunist? Because he now sees that you know she really is. Oh, she's really serious about this. Which he should have known. I'm building my house from the ground up. I don't know if he really is now all of a sudden I'm falling for her, or was before it was just apprehensive about saying it previously. I also kind of though like that they are like the chillest couple this week. Like I kind of got tired of hearing her badger him, and she even did that while he said I'm falling in love with you. Really. So I mean, it's almost like he can't win for losing. Like I'm saying now what you want to hear, and it's really like excitement, but really like, are you still questioning me? I also appreciated actually seeing her mother this week. Her mother was wise and kind of like had sound advice, like with the scab heal, and then you want to yank it off, let it heal and move forward, let it fall off naturally. And I really like that her mom was like, you don't like the whole I don't people have to earn my trust, right? Like I used to be a person that said you have to earn my trust, which actually means I'm now looking at everybody with side eye because somebody is out to get me constantly as if that they are, versus I trust you until I know I can't any longer. Doesn't mean not be cautious, but it means don't just throw up the wall and expect somebody to come out the gate from being hurt because you've been hurt so much. I'm kind of like all over the place, and I hope that made sense to y'all what I was saying. Um, yeah, I actually they were a little more refreshing. The post nut, I'm glad they got it over with because I know you asked me about the post nut. I'm glad they got it over with. I'm glad they signed it. The whole we don't have a joint bank account now, but later we will. And if it's $1 billion and I put 90% in, I want to be able to make sure I get my 90% of the $1 billion that I put in. I was like, well, now say what you say. And he wrote, and he said, I feel like what you get, the percentages or what the percentages are. And I'm all like, is that written? Is that written in the post nup? Because if it's not written in the post nup, it won't mean a dang on thing. It's gonna mean when we get divorced, I don't care what I said verbally. I want 50%. The likelihood of that. However, you now have video record of you saying that you take whatever you share, you put in out. But still, it's still like it should be written and spelled out clearly. If you think you're gonna have $1 billion in savings, baby, you better go ahead and put that in writing. Everything should be in writing. Okay, I'm done, Glenn. I'm done.
No, I totally agree with you. That part was funny because I'm like, okay, what if y'all married for 15 years, right? Are we going back to track how much I put in 15 years ago and just go ahead and separate this? To me, I think, that part right there was like, okay, she's about her business and it's about her, and she thinks that you're only gonna bring 10% to this relationship, that you're only gonna bring 10% at all, that your earning potential is nowhere near hers, and that she's gonna bring more in than you. So it's like she's telling him how she feel about him without telling him how she feel about him, right? Because she don't trust you because it's about the posting up, right? And you can stay in my house, but it's still my house, right? You can stay, we can live together, we can make earn money together. I'm gonna have our bank, you can have my bank, I'm gonna have my bank account, you're gonna have your bank account, and then we're gonna have our bank account. But our bank account is whatever I put in is 90%, and whatever you put in is 10%. And and it's like each his own. But again, she has to understand that if how can we build trust this way if it's only one sided, right? She always wants is always wants Stasha wants it always her way. I know she tried to get her stuff together, but it's always her way. This man has shown that he's committed to her multiple times. And I know in our video, and Jack was here, Jack was like, well, she's committed to him too by taking his last name and doing some other things. I'm like, look, she wanted to get rid of her last name so bad, it didn't matter who she married. It didn't make a difference. She just didn't want her last name anymore. So I do think she loves him and she's committed. I'm kind of on a borderline with her. And you guys in the chat, let me know. Is she that infatuated with marriage and she's that ingrained to her marriage life, or is she doing it overboard? Because what I'm saying is she's all in, right? She's married, she took the last name, she's talking about the bank account, she's moving him to her house. She wants to say I love you. Now it's only been 4 weeks. Is she too deep in this after 4 weeks? And is she moving too fast? In 4 weeks, should he be saying I love you? Should he be saying, already got the key to the house, right? Should he be already having all these other things going on? We know we got on Justin for saying it after 3 days, but Stasha's like she's all in. Like she said, she changed her name the second day they got married. So is it too much?
I'm gonna answer while they're thinking about it. I feel like it is for any of them to be saying that I love you, and I don't know you yet, right? I love the way I feel when I'm around you. I can see me growing to love you. I can see the growth happening for me. You compliment me with an E. Like I'm gonna say it's too much, Glenn. For me, it's too much. And maybe for me, I might be a little jaded and take a little longer. I mean, that's me being honest and transparent. But I also feel like there's varying degrees of love. So, I love you because, the word of the Lord says, love, love thy neighbor, right? So I can love you with the love of God. Which is actually people be like, oh, that sounds like a diss. It's not, because God's love is unconditional, unwavering, no matter what. And so I don't know. There's varying degrees. Me personally, I would still be saying I really, really like you. I really think I could build something for you with you. I really enjoy your company. I really love your ambition. But I won't be saying I love you. I'm falling in love with you. That's a no for me.
Yeah, and I think that was a big key with her because he says I'm falling in love. I'm only at 40% this week. She's like, what percentage you at now? He's like, well, I'm about 70%, right? And I'm with you the same way. To Lisa, like I think I asked Jack, like, how many days have this been? Like, did he just go up 30% in a matter of like 2 days? Did he go, did he get some and now the percentage went up? Right? Was he at
Did he
40?
get some and now did the percentage go up? Glenn, you might be on to something.
Right, he wasn't getting no love in the then now she gave him some love and break him off a little piece. Now he's at 70%. Like everything good now, right? So it makes you question, like, okay, Nate, what are you doing here? How much time frame has gone by? Sasha, what you're doing here? So it's good to see them go that far. The tattoo situation, I don't think I would have got the tattoo till after 8 weeks, in my opinion, right? We're still in this process, and you get a tattoo of y'all marriage date tattooed on your hand to show that you was committed. You already signed the prenup, bro. I think you good with just the prenup right now, but you went to get the tattoo. To me, the tattoo should have waited till after decision day. To Lisa, your thoughts?
Listen, I must say it's better than them getting each other's names. However, if you don't make it past decision day, let's let's just say you make it past decision day and you make it to the reunion and you make it to about a year, right? Let's just say, let's give them hypothetically they make it to a year and they get a divorce and now I have a tattoo that's permanent, right? I mean, they got
Mhm.
lasers and stuff, but that hurts more than the tattoo. In addition, you can cover it up. That's all great, but it's still a reminder that you committed to somebody that you didn't really know. I'm committing. I'm committing to you forever. Well, I already did forever with the tattoo. Like so, I don't like it. I have a tattoo. Actually, a partner tattoo with my late husband. I have a heart with the lock and the key. He has the key. No one no longer has the key to my heart. Every time I look at that, that's what I think about. Like, well, I don't know if that was a good idea because now I look at it and I'm like, the key to my heart went down, is gone. So now who can get there? That's just my own little baggage that I carry every time I see it. But I don't know if the tattoo was a good idea. I think it was too soon. 1 month anniversary is not the time to get a tattoo. Get a tattoo after you make it a year. Maybe that be your 1 year anniversary. I don't know, but 1 month, it's a no for me.
Yeah, definitely for no for me.
Yeah.
Lisa, I agree with you. I've been with my wife for 20 years, be 21 in October, and I love Jack. Trust me, but the tattoo is not coming. Not name is not coming in. Not that anything is going to happen. But just again, you never know. I'm not putting a tattoo there. Um, Also back to you, Rasta Pablo 428. I agree with you. I'm not putting any money in an account with anyone unless we go 50-50. If we
It's
got a few.
automatically 50-50 in California. It's automatically 50-50.
So
Automatically. I don't
hold on.
know
So
what they're talking about that 90-10. That
okay.
I don't have a single clue. Have a
See,
single clue.
that's what I thought. I knew some people who've been married in California, and I knew some things like that. That's what I thought. So I'm sitting here like, does the prenup trump the 50 the postnup trump the California rule? That's why you said it had to be written the 90-10 situation. Because in California, you see all these people divorced, they always split, 50-50, whether you married 1 day or you married 265 days, whatever case may be, it is split down the middle 50-50 in California. So that's what I was thinking as well. I thought I was crazy, but I thank you for answering that because at this point, just split the money. You got your bank, she got her bank account, you got yours, and y'all got one together. You take what you came in with, she take what you came in with, y'all had together. You split 50-50 and leave.
Right.
I know.
I get having a joint account, but not where I'm putting all my eggs in there. I get like a house account or a
Right.
vacation account, and we say that this account is for bills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, things that are required. But the rest of my money is going into my personal account over here. Hello, personal account. Like no, so
You usually see that with people that can't trust their spouse, though. You don't see that with people who fully trust their spouse, right? I understand if your husband was a gambler, a drug addict, poor with finances, and then you can have that account. I know Steve Harvey talks about having 4 accounts all the time. His personal, his business account they got together, her spending account, his spending account, and the bills are taken care of, paid. And each is for each his own. That works for everybody because every relationship is different, right?
right.
Every relationship is different, so there's no one set way to do it. But you usually see it with people who have a lot and they don't trust their spouse. Which I don't think Stasha 100% trusts Nate still when it comes to money because
I
you
don't
really
think that she trusts him either, but I do believe in what works for everybody works for everybody. But I also having a single joint account for me feels like I have to now talk about where I spend my money that I spend. I have to talk about my splurge purchases or things that I want to do for myself versus this is specifically for the house. I trust you enough that this is what we share together. But what I spend, my allowance is my allowance, and it's not something someone is giving me. And so maybe that is maybe that's some baggage I got, Glenn. I don't know, but I feel like for me, we can share a household account, and I need my own personal account because I might want to buy me a new Louis Vuitton Chanel bag. Probably not, but I might want to go splurge at Fashion Nova. I don't need you talking about my personal maintenance and my hair and my nails. That's for
right.
me, right? That's not the house account. And so because I have a budget. I have a budget for to look pretty. You want me to look pretty? This is my budget.
See, that's what we see, and I'm gonna tell with me and Jack, we share an account, right? Everything is all in the same account, but we do budget monthly. So here's a budget amount for hair, here's a budget amount for nails, here's a budget amount for clothes, here's a budget amount for X, Y,
Yeah, no.
Z. So
Mm-mm.
everything is a line item and everything is budget.
I
So
understand it, but you're not going to be budgeting my personal spending. So let's budget the house, and this is mine.
hey, I
That's just
told
me.
them.
Like I said, it might be some baggage, but I'm going to carry it. It's mine.
But that's why I said earlier, it works. It's different, and it works for
Yeah.
different people, different ways, and different relationships. It may work for Sasha and Nate, and that's why he was so good and so ready to say, you know what, no problem, I signed it. That's not a problem. I'm committed to you. I have no issue with that. He has no problem with, he even said, okay, you get your whatever you bring in, and I bring in. You can leave what you brought. Nate is cool. Nate was like, okay, and my thing is, don't knock his earning potential, because he might be able to earn more than you. So what happens in that case? Or what happens when you get pregnant and you can't do all the things that you need to do, and you got to relate to him or lean on him a little bit? Or he has no more residual income. My thing is just, I need her in this situation just to trust him a little bit more. Not He may never be the biggest breadwinner that she makes, right? Because she said she makes about 450 grand. A year. He makes about 150 somewhere around there. I know a lot of you guys in the chat think Nate's lying, but I'm gonna go with what the man said. I
But I
can't
hope
knock
the
him.
man makes 150 grand a year. That's it. And that ain't no. And let's just keep it a buck. In California, making 150 grand a year as a single person really ain't no money. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. That's good. That money is gone on just your personal itemized life, like your living. So I don't know. He probably happy to have Stasha. I'm like you though. She should trust him a little bit more.
Just a little bit more, but it's hard when dude like, oh, I'm moving to your house. I'm moving to your house, right? Yeah, you gave me the keys to your house. I'm good. I'm
Well,
moving
she
into
said
your.
it, and he's saying to me, all he's saying is, "This is me showing you that you can trust me, that I care about you. I'm leaving my space, which I disagree with, and moving into yours. We're not moving into a collective space together." And I don't know anybody who knows and watched me understand that I have an issue with moving into somebody else's space. I would much rather be in two separate spaces. I know that sounds crazy, than for me to move into yours, for you to tell me I built this house from the ground up. You don't have no stake in it. This not where's your skin in the game or whatever. Like, I can't.
At least I totally agree with you. I've seen it backfire on too many people that I know,
Yeah.
right? I've
That
seen it.
I
Yeah,
know personally. Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
that I know personally. I've seen it backfire. And I know me and Jack, I moved into her house. I didn't have an issue because she never done that. But as soon as we could, we bought a house together. And so it was our house together, just in
Right,
case,
right.
just in case that ever transpired, right? And it's just one of those things that, because again, if the two become one, you should be building things together
Together.
as
Yeah.
a husband and wife. So you should be building things together. So hopefully they'll work out. They'll continue to work out. And Nate seems, as this episode progressed, he seemed as he was in real good love. He was in really deep love with her. Even the way that she portrayed herself and the way that she acted. He was like, "Look, I don't like the way you acted. I don't like the way you portrayed. But guess what? I'm grown to love you, and I'm in a place where I love you now." And she was just so elated. She was so happy that she's one of those people that just wanted to hear the words "I love you." And I think that's what the conversation with her and her mom said. Her mom was like, "He's doing all the things that you want him to do. He's doing all the things to show you that he loves you. Why do you need to hear the words so much?"
So maybe her mama never said it. Because that's that whole words of affirmation thing.
Yeah,
Like, I need to hear you say it. I need you to have the emotion behind it. So I don't
yeah.
know. I wish them. I'm always rooting for us. So I hope they make it. I hope they figure it out.
Oh, definitely rooting for them. Hope they definitely make it. And again, it wasn't that much an issue with them. They babysit the dog. We saw the dog. That dog had issues humping all over the place, but it's she's they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be okay. Out of all the couples that right now that I've seen, I think Stasha and Nate is going to be okay. If you ask me today, will they make it till the end? I'll probably say yes.
Yeah. If you asked today, I would say yes.
Yeah, as today, I think I would say yes as well. So a good couple. Let's go to this couple here. Miss Insurance Lady herself, Lindy and Miguel. Your thoughts on Lindy and Miguel from this past episode?
They didn't really have much going on this week. So I'm trying to think any big conversations. No, they just had the 1 month anniversary. Went on the boat. It was raining. And maybe I was too focused on the horrible couple this week that I missed out. My notes are way over there, but I don't remember them having a huge impact on any thoughts. They seem like they're the same in the same place that they were. I do want to say that I commend her for saying, um, because she's very much. She said she's very much fly by the seat of her pants, kind of emotional, has like outbursts every now and again. I commend her for saying I'm growing and I want to not do that. Like I want to be able to manage that emotion. So I commend her for that. But I do also feel like he needs to see it. He did say, well, I've seen the worst, and she was like, you ain't seen nothing yet. Nope. And I was like, listen to what she's telling you, because those F bombs were nothing in comparison to how she could be upset. But I do commend her for acknowledging that I could work on this area in my life, and it's not take me as I am, but let me grow and figure out how to communicate these same things in a healthy manner. At least that's how I'm hoping she's interpreting her life. So I don't know, but they didn't have much for me.
Nah, not much for me either. That was the part that scared me when she said you haven't seen the worst for me yet. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, do we have a Hurricane K situation here? Do
Yep.
we have one of those
Yep.
situations where that you're really gonna blow up, and next thing he comes, or I like to call it the left eye situation when he comes up and the tub is on fire. That you don't burn the whole house down. With
That's
everything in it.
crazy.
One of those waiting there exhale moments. So what does that look like, Lindy? That's what I would ask her. Like, what does this look like? Right? On a level of 1 to 10, what level is the F bombs? Is that a 2? Is that a 3?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do when you get to a 10? Because we know with Miguel, if she ever gets to the 10, he's gone. Like Miguel already told her, I really don't argue, I don't do all this stuff. I'm a person who just leaves. And
Yeah.
so forth.
I would hope that he wouldn't, though. Like you guys are putting in all this work and this effort. I would hope that he would be able to communicate that this is my no. Like, this is my boundary. Do not talk to me like this. Do not yell at me. Do not curse at me. I'm not a child. Hopefully that because you're gonna have to see it eventually. It's not like it just happened and she's fixed it. So I feel like she's gonna show him, and he has to figure out how to communicate. I don't like that. And then
Yeah,
she needs to figure out how not to do that again, right?
true. Now the thing is, the way he communicated, will she be able to accept it and be able to receive it? Because his way of accepting it, his way of communicating, maybe fussing and cussing back, which I don't think that's in his personality. But his maybe might stay away for 2 or 3 days, right? Go back to his own apartment. And can she seem like she has some passive aggressive, some abandonment issues if he leaves? I don't think she can handle that. I
Mm,
don't think if he leaves out, and because she to me she seems kind of clingy, that she doesn't like to be by herself, right? She
mm.
wants to be part of this wedding. She wants to be part of this marriage. And if Miguel ever hops up and just leaves her because of her attitude and the way that she behaves, I don't think she can handle it.
I don't think she can handle it either, but I don't know if I see her as clingy, more as just overly committed.
Okay, I give you that.
Overly committed, like to somebody and something, and that she doesn't know. She's overly committed to the idea of marriage. But I guess that's what you do if you're in an arranged marriage. I don't know if you guys watch Indian Matchmaker, but they get married off of a 15-minute conversation and have been married for 48 years, 26 years. Different
Right.
culture and everything, but I feel like that's the premise that Lindy is on. Like, I'm in an arranged marriage. I'm here. I'm here to stay. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah, someone says that they think Lindy needs to be medicated, or that she needs medication. She might need a little bit something to calm her down. She might be because she does jump off the handle, but it's I think she looks out for herself. That's why the insurance was so big, right? That's why being married was so big. Doesn't want to go back to. She has a fear of going back to her old lifestyle, of going back to where she was at, and she's looked like she's done a lot of it, a 180 from the way she grew up, and she's still trying to find life. And I think some of her age is that way too. That she doesn't know where she wants to be at in life, how she want to handle it, what she want to do with. I don't think she wants Miguel to pay her loans, but I do think she wants Miguel to help her to learn life a little bit more. And she wants to do life together with him, which
Okay,
makes me.
I would agree with she wants to do life with him. I would agree with that.
Yeah, she wants to do life with him, and we'll see how it pans out. But I'm still a little leery about Miguel. It seems like Miguel is holding back a little bit, that he's not giving everything to her, that he's still holding on to some things that he's not 100% sure. I just can't get the comment out of my head when he says, I really want to wait for the 8 weeks to make a decision. Regardless of what happens, I'm not gonna make a decision for 8 weeks.
He does seem a little aloof. He does give you aloof and distant a lot of the times. Maybe he's a Capricorn. No offense, Capricorn.
Right. He's holding his cards close to the heart. I just hope
Close to
he
his heart. I'm not gonna show you my cards until I have to.
until I have to. So hopefully he doesn't disappoint her on decision day. But right now, like I said, it wasn't that much with them. Their anniversary was good on the boat. He took care of her, right? He took care of her. It was sweet. It was kind. It was romantic. She loved him. They got caught in the storm, and so hopefully that storm wasn't a telltale sign of what's to come in their relationship. But they made it through. So they made it through. Let's go here because I want to save the last two couples, the two blowups for last. Let's deal with Mitch and Kristen. Mitch and Kristen. Your thoughts on Mitch and Kristen? I thought Kristen really grew up and came into her own in this episode. She really articulated herself very well, not just at the dinner with the couple, but she articulated herself very well with her friend when they met earlier. So your thoughts on Mitch and Kristen?
I would agree with you on that. I feel this is the Kristen I remember from the honeymoon, right? This is the Kristen that I want to show up all the time. That conversation with the friend, I'm glad her friend said, "Don't change yourself. Show up as who you are. There is somebody out there for you. If this isn't it, that there's somebody out there for you." Now, there's one thing that Kristen said with her friend that I'm not wholeheartedly, um, I am being the best wife that I can be, is her words. And I know I was watching this earlier, the first part with a friend, and they were like, "Well, why are you saying that?" Because I was like, "That you sound stupid." And they were like, "Why?" I said, "Because the key is being the best person, the best woman that you are, that you can be and it shows up automatically in all of your relationships. Not just the best wife, but I'm the best Kristen. And so the best Kristen shows up as a good friend, a good wife, a good mother, a good sister, a good daughter, a good coworker. So that's just my thought on that. But I do like how she stood up for herself at that dinner table. I do like how she said the reason that this marriage is working is because I'm putting in all the effort. Like it's because of me, and you getting all the kudos, like you doing something, but the whole time it's me holding this together because I haven't been my full Kristen self, right? And so I like when she shows up like this. I'm glad that she stopped tiptoeing. I'm glad that she stopped walking on eggshells. Hi, Jackie. And I'm with Mitch though. I never want anyone to walk on eggshells when it comes to me. Be who you are, regardless of how you think I'm gonna respond. I want you to show up as your full self. So I don't think he was offended by anything she said. I think that she was happy about, that he was glad that she was articulating and saying, yes, please show up as yourself. So I'm actually really happy. I'm really happy that Kristen showed up as the Kristen that I liked from the honeymoon. Like, I feel like, hey, girl, hey, it's nice to see you, because whoever you were, that wasn't it. That wasn't who I liked, right? So, yeah, that's my thought.
Hey, Jackie.
Hi.
How you doing?
No, I don't want to share.
No, you don't see. Oh man, but I totally agree with you with the Kristen situation. I think when she showed up, her friend gave her a lot more confidence and ability to be able to handle this, and I think she felt comfortable around the table when everyone at the table. To what, I don't care what Mitch says because I haven't been myself, and he goes off at this table. At least I have my girls with me. I have some help. I have some support. I have some people, but I have to get what's on my mind. Because to me, even though she says she's happy with Mitch, I don't think she's happy. I think she's happy with the marriage, the fact that she's married. I don't think she's happy with Mitch. She's happy that she's married and that she's committed in this relationship. And you know what? I'm comfortable because I'm putting all the work in, right? If you put some work in, Mitch, then we'll be okay. I'm tired of bending over backwards for you. I'm tired of not drinking out of plastic cups. I'm tired of not bringing plastic cups to the house. I'm tired of the fact that you don't last any longer than 3 or 4 minutes. I'm tired of the fact that she's tired of all this. And she said on the after party that her and Mitch wasn't Mitch wasn't as long as he could be. I'm put it that way. So she's tired of all this, and it came to a head. Like, look, only reason you're happy, you're smiling at this table, the only reason that you're wearing a suit right now, or you're wearing a button-up shirt, the reason that you're clean is because of me. Because I'm making you, I'm allowing you to do this, or I'm telling you to do this, and you're doing it. And I guess she had the point where she comfortable, saying that. I'm glad she voiced her opinion and voiced her concern without killing him. And I'm glad that Mitch would say, you know what, I'm a big boy and I can take it. Right? He said, I'm a big boy and I can take it. I think sometimes in marriages, when you and your spouse are together and there's some things that you do not do, I think that the only one way to tell your spouse is to be a straight shooter. Now, the words that you say it and how you say it makes a big difference, right? It makes a big difference, and the delivery makes a big difference. But you should always be truthful in your relationship to your spouse. How you feeling? What made them feel that way? What can you do to help me feel different? And sometimes it's nothing, right? And sometimes it's nothing. We just have to continue to go along. You can't fix this right now. I need some time, and some time's gonna have to go over and go through a place that me and you can heal in the situation. And I'm glad she was able to verbalize herself, because when she was talking to her friend, she was in the dumps. She was really in the dumps. Like, I'm just doing it because I want to be married. To me, she sounded like a person who's in a we talked about arranged marriages. She was in a marriage that she couldn't get out of. Right? I'm in a marriage where I can't leave. And well, I'm just gonna do the best I can, and my best may not be good enough, but I'm just gonna do whatever he asks me to do. Well, that's not good, because you're not true to yourself. And so when you're true to yourself in marriages, I think that works. That what makes it better. And your spouse can be true because you get who I am. You understand who I am. So, any comments?
Yep. No, I
Oh,
have no comments.
you have no comments on Kristen, right?
No.
Okay.
Y'all just.
I want to say one more thing though about Mitch. His little speech about I didn't want to be married and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that little thing. I was like, Mitch, and you seem to think that it's okay to express this and that everybody is going to be okay because it's your honesty and your transparency. And what made me remember was when you said you can say whatever you want, but it's how you say it. Make sure you say it in love and kindness. And that felt that felt very curt and blunt and uncaring, like you aren't considering my feelings in this particular moment. So that's all I wanted to add.
But like Tommy says all the time, I think Mitch, this is something that Mitch needed to check off his box. I don't think if Mitch doesn't have married at first sight, nobody's marrying Mitch.
Not no one.
No one is marrying Mitch. And so Mitch better, if I'm Mitch and I'm like, okay, only way I had to get married is I had to go on a TV show where they arrange marriages, and for them to put me together with someone, I think I would put my best foot forward. I think I would do the things that I need to do in order to stay married. I think I would listen to my spouse or this person that I'm connected to and say, you know what? I haven't been meeting her needs emotionally. I haven't been able to show her the love and respect that she needed. She is losing herself because I am so deep in my environmentalist ways, right? I did kind of kill her dream down, which they didn't address that too much, because I really want to hear him talk. Like, you really shot this lady's dream down and told her that it's okay because you want to sell houses. You a bad person. Or flip houses, that you're a bad, terrible person. That you shouldn't be doing that. Well, Mitch, because you drive a Honda Pilot and you live in an apartment and all this, and you conserve your space in the earth, that's fine. But I do have dreams, and we may have children one day. And so how are we going to raise our kids, and what are we going to talk about? How are we going to deal with some of this stuff? So are you going to shoot our kids' dreams down? They say they want to be something that you disagree with?
He probably will.
What's going to happen to take place? So I think he wants kids so bad, and he wants marriage so bad, and marriage so bad, but he hasn't realized or understand how to take care of the person in the marriage so they can be healthy and happy. Because if it wasn't these 40s, I really just believe with her, if this wasn't married at first sight and she wasn't bound to stay there for 8 weeks, that she'd probably have been checked out by now. And for her to say, I want my parents, this is the part that got me. I want my parents to really like the person that I'm dating. Translation is, nobody else like Mitch after you learn and you're around Mitch. So Mitch need to change before you get around my people. So that's one of the things. If Mitch don't change, I don't think her dad's gonna like Mitch.
I don't know. You never know.
But That's mentioned, Kristen. I mean, it was like I said, some of these couples were just so lightweight doing this episode because the last two were so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
The last two are so heavy. It is so much going on with the last two, and they kind of intertwine with each other.
They do.
They intertwine with each other because one couple's problem, Ben and Morgan's problem, is really because Alexis and Justin are messy.
Mm-mm.
They're messy. So I'm gonna start with you, Talisa, because I
I was gonna
figured.
say we don't want Jackie to
Oh
start
yeah,
her
you told
Team
Jack.
Jackie
Yeah, yeah,
all,
he came in.
all day.
Me and Talisa been rolling all day long,
I
so we
see.
can start with you, right?
Okay.
Ben and Morgan.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I
Are
want to
we
start.
doing Ben and Morgan? Okay. Oh, okay.
I know. Can we do Alexis and
All
Justin?
right, let's go, Alexis and Justin. All right, we say that Alexis and Justin.
Okay, let's see. Where do I want to start with them? I I don't want to start with that because that goes into Ben and Morgan. So I'm gonna start with the couples dinner with them. Um, I don't for those of y'all that didn't see Jack and Glenn's review, but we said this on there. Like we talked about Alexis and Justin for quite a bit as we watched the episode. We didn't record it because
Oh no,
it was kind of tense.
it was a little tense
It
there.
was kind of
We'll get there.
tense.
I'm gonna get y'all opinions, but we'll get there. Go.
But what we talked about was Justin just being oblivious to his wife, and then unlike Mitch, the way that Alexis responded to Justin, just like you said to Lisa, when Kristen had that verbal vomit and she really just did it all over Mitch, he was calm and he was like, I want you to say what you got to say. I want you to. In contrast, Alexis was like, I don't want to talk about it. I told you I don't want to talk about it. Okay, you want me to talk? Brrr. And that just, it just went crazy from there. So Alexis and Justin, he needs to catch some verbal cues, and it might be hard for him to do because maybe he's the type of person. Y'all all know those people that they just don't catch the hint. They just don't catch hints. Maybe he's that person. He don't catch hints, and he should have been like, okay, she don't want to say anything. Let me leave her alone. But on the flip side, when Alexis needs to understand her husband, he's an overthinker, and overthinkers, if you don't give them something, they'll grab onto anything. So when she was like, I don't want to talk, and he was like, but why don't you want to talk? And she just left it at, like, I don't want to talk. She should have said, I don't want to talk because this. Not get into it, but I don't want to talk because of this. We can talk later. But instead, she did it. And so he was, all them wheels started turning. Well, when is this? Da, 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 da. She always had something to say. Da, 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 da. And so that was just, they, I don't know. They're on a crash course right now. I'll be really rooting for Black Love, and 9 times out of 10, they let me down. On Married at First Sight, they let me down. They let me down.
But you know, our thing, our argument was this: how come Justin? And I blame Justin. Like, dog, I know if Jack
See, I
said,
didn't.
I said, I know if Jack says I don't have anything to say, I'm not going to keep poking the bear. I'm not going to poke the bear. If she says, look, I have nothing to say, I'm not going to say nothing, I'm going to stop. But he felt left out. If you ever notice, he felt left out because everybody else was sharing. He wanted her to say something nice about him. He wanted her to say something nice about him. He wanted his ego stroked. And when she wasn't willing to stroke his ego at the table, yeah, you got the church finger?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a point on the speaker?
I got a point on the speaker.
Right.
So that was where we had the issue, because my husband was like, Justin was still wanting her to interject in the conversation. And I said, no, at that point, Justin's thing was just like, I want to understand why you don't want to talk. I'm not trying to make you talk. I just want to know why you don't want to talk. And that's where he said Justice wanted her really to still participate in the conversation. And I said the conversation went from that to, well, just tell me why you won't say anything.
As a man, he felt, just as a man, I'm talking from a man's perspective, he felt lonely because everybody else's husband was sharing, they was talking about things. And so he felt like, at least my wife, I know she can say something good about me because I'm doing better, right? That was his thing. I'm doing better. And he thought he was doing better. And she didn't like, really, you're not doing better. I'm just appeasing you. I'm just really taking care of you. You're not doing better. I'm just forgetting all those things. And she didn't want to say that at the table. She would, to me, I was like, she didn't want to bruise his ego, right? She didn't want to make him feel any less than he already felt at the table. Because she could have went on, man, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, we're not progressing in here, we regressing. And I think she was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna say anything because Kristen already said enough about Mitch, and I don't want to be I don't want to put you out there like that. And I don't want to have discussion again in front of everybody. And that's why I think her and Morgan are the same situation because they don't want to talk about everybody in front of everybody, talk about their spouses. So I don't look. It's Justin and Alexis. They started out fast and they have calmed and cooled down a lot. I do still have a problem with her because every time she has a chance to talk about this man's sexuality or talk about what he is not doing, she always goes in. We did not watch After Party this week. She
Oh, she
she
did.
she talked about how they try to have sex, but something happened. And she tried to point out that this man couldn't get it up. That's what she was saying.
That's what it
That's what
sounded
she
like.
That's what I
implied.
said. That sounded like to me like he couldn't get up. She already said the man's having wet dreams. So she already said you're celibate. She was telling everybody. So she always pointing at this man's um issues, but she ain't never tried to help him none. Well, if he couldn't get it up, what did you do to help him get it up? Did you do anything to try to make sure he got it up? All those type of situations to me, she's rough on, and she's harsh on him. So I think she needs to calm down a little bit, but he needs to be a little less sensitive. But I'm gonna stop right there, and see, Lisa, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go on Alexis and Justin.
I think that Justin did feel left out. Like I feel like he did. Everybody was going around the table explaining good or bad what was happening. But when they got to him and she didn't say anything, not only did he feel left out, she figured the reason she didn't say anything about him was because what was true. There was no growth. I don't see any changes. All I'm gonna do is spew negativity about you and how sensitive you are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I just think that they both have the wrong way about going about expressing this. Like her, I don't want to talk about it, felt very dismissive. It felt very cold. It felt very I don't want to talk about it and it's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just felt like and then him, it just was just okay, let it go. For him, it was I want to know why? Like it was like baby, please. Like it just felt really like tell me, I need to know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then it did change to why don't you want to share? Well, if I
Yeah.
don't want to share what's wrong with my marriage right now with you or where we are, I definitely don't want to share why I feel that way because it's gonna point me right back to why I don't want to talk about it, right? Um, I just think that it was too much, too fast, too much, too soon, and I don't know, 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 and her saying I have to self regulate for me and my husband. I was like, oh, I don't know. And him being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh, I was just like, oh girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I also don't know if she's able to build him up. Like it just feels like it's a constant tear down, tear
Mm-hmm.
down. This is wrong. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. What about what's right? You want him to focus on the positive, as she said, as they were doing their crafting and scrapbooking. But you should too. Don't just hold that on to him. So I don't know. 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 And when we watched After Party, because I decided, you know what, I got some more minutes. Let me watch it. I'm with you about the whole. She's always deflating his masculinity.
Yes.
Yes.
Always, and it comes to win with his sexual organs and his sexual abilities, etc. Maybe he was nervous. Maybe
Right.
y'all were right. Maybe y'all were too drunk. You know what I'm saying? Listen, maybe you weren't wet enough. I
That's,
don't
that's
know.
what I that's what I think.
Like right. I mean, because frustration will come, and then all of a sudden there's no more action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things. And so while you are pointing the finger at him, saying how insinuating that he couldn't get it up, like you said, Glenn, well, what was your contribution? And not necessarily what were you doing to help, but what was hindering it? Were you nagging him in the middle of it? Were you talking about that damn Newton? Newton's in the room, we can't do it. I don't know. I mean, you got to think about all of those things when you think about their dynamic. It's just, all of it is a lot. And I really need them both to take a step back. And then when he tried to self-regulate, as she would call it, and not say anything, then it was like, you're doing tit for tat. No, I just can't win for losing. I just can't. I'm not expressing myself well. I just need to stop talking because I'm talking too much and I'm digging a bigger hole. So that's just my thoughts. I like Jackie. I want all the Black love. I want it to continue. I want it to be healthy. I want it to be successful. But at this point, these two are not showing me that they're going to be able to make it and resolve small little issues.
Yeah. I agree. She does treat him like a child at times. And I think sometimes he doesn't stand up enough for himself, in essence, to be like, hey, talk to me this way. We can have a conversation. We can converse, but treat me like this. Where he needs to show, hey, I am a man in this situation, but look, handle this situation. I think he's so much of a people pleaser that she has taken on the mother role for him instead of the wife role. That she's trying to make him appease him and do everything he needs to be comfortable. And all right, Justin, I'm going to do this for you. Okay, Justin, we're going to do that for you. And Justin, we're going to make sure this is right. But I need you to give me something. And he's not able to give her what she's looking for. Justin thinks that because he keeps the house, he takes care of Newton, he still provides dinner for her, and all these other things, that's going to make her happy. Well, that might not be her love language because, again, on after party, she was the one like, I still take him out. I still take him out to dinner. So it seems to me, okay, you want the roles reversed. You want to be in charge. You want to be the masculine.
Yes.
You want to be the masculine one in this relationship. You want to be the one to take care of him, but then you don't appreciate the fact when he does do the little things for you, right? I'll go back to when she was gone for just 3 or 4 days. He took care of Newton. He didn't have to. Nowhere did we see her say thank you. You could tell Newton likes him because Newton's laid up in the bed with him.
Yeah.
Newton's, well, that's a whole different story about the animals laying in the bed. Newton is still close to him. So all these things are in retrospect, all these things are that he's doing, but I don't think she's appreciate anything that he does because it's not the way that she wants it to be done. And I think she wants it her way.
The only thing I was going to say right there is I think she feels like she has to coddle him. Maybe she shouldn't. And she shouldn't be mean.
Mm-hmm.
But, maybe she should put his feet to the fire. I think that's what it is. Justin needs someone that's not going to treat him tender, probably like people have. She might have to she's gonna have to toughen him up, but not bad.
But when you see that though, right? When people, because we saw his brother do that to him early, when his brother held his feet to the fire, and his brother told him how he really thought, how he really felt, and his brother really read Justin for who he was. Justin couldn't take it. He couldn't take it, and maybe because it was his brother, but when his brother did it, Justin couldn't take the fact that his brother was being brutally like, you're not ready for this marriage. We got you too much invested, and you have too much involved, and I don't think this is a good idea. And we're starting to see that his brother was really telling the truth, that Justin is not ready for marriage, that Justin was too much involved, that Justin is not ready to be in this type of relationship with somebody who is just as truthful as he is. Because, I mean, shoot, Alexis shoots it to him with no chaser. She gives it to him, but I think she still holds back. Yeah. I think she really gives it to him off camera, that what we don't see, that really beats him up and beats him down.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't need that. He needs something in between.
Yeah, but one thing she said, that whole Jekyll and Hyde thing, and that her feelings be hurt. So he be saying something. If your feelings are hurt, he is saying something that is causing her to have to feel away. And then on the after party, Keisha was like, yo, so you got a soft heart. That hard exterior is just for show. You really are a softie. And then she says, I can't, we both can't be crying. why y'all can't? Because crying is cleansing, and maybe he'll see that you are the same as him and won't be feeling so like, how do I man up? How do I, it's okay to cry and be vulnerable. And maybe if you do it with him, he won't do it as much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, because it'd be a lot. But I feel like maybe he do be saying some hurtful stuff.
Yeah, I think,
He got to be saying something.
or she's softer than we think
Yeah.
with that hard exterior. That she may be softer than we think, and like, oh, you saw he talked to me like that, you know, and she just all this hardness is a persona that she putting on, and the way that but you tell she plays for the camera. I mean, even when she the point where she was telling her vignette, she's like, oh, we. I mean he. Oh no, I mean we.
Or the marriage. I mean our marriage.
Oh man, right. So she's playing up for her. She's using her wording to try to say, okay, I'm still in this, but I'm not really in this. So I think she has to be much softer. She is softer, but her family said that though. That if you look at all her sisters, and when they talked about it earlier, they mentioned all of them being hard because they had to raise themselves, or that their mom raised them to be independent and not to rely on anybody. And that's fine. But when you're in a marriage, sometimes you have to be vulnerable and let your walls down. And I think what happened was real life struck in, because she was a totally different person on the honeymoon. You talk about honeymoon, Kristen, the honeymoon Alexis is totally different from what she is now. I mean, she had really, on her honeymoon, she had really let her walls down and let him in. And now when they got back to San Diego, it seemed like the walls went up. I think I want to ask the people, chat and you guys, if the Newton and Talisa, if the Newton situation had not happened, would this couple be better than what they are right now, or would they still be in the same place?
I know. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and people was like, "Oh, I think they would." It would still. She was just looking for a thing, looking for something. I think we wouldn't have seen it as soon.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that we would. It would have. Maybe it'd be just showing itself about right now at the 1 month mark, because if she wouldn't have had anything happening. And it looked like him and Newton is BFF. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like Newton, I think like her, like him better than he like her, honestly, you know? So I don't know. Like, yeah, so I think it wouldn't have surfaced as fast. We would have saw it instead of when they first got home, maybe, 2 episodes after.
Right. And it's been a month. # free Maya.
Maya probably at the homeboy house.
we saw Maya go in. We at least should see Maya come out, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree.
We saw Maya go in to doggy camp or doggy prison. We should at least see Maya come out of doggy prison and go to Rikers Island and go to homeboy's house. You know what I'm saying? So I think she is distancing herself. I think she's trying to find her way out. She's trying to find a scapegoat.
Okay.
She's trying to get out.
So let's parlay that into Ben and Morgan.
I'm gonna parlay to Ben and Morgan because how you parlay, because Alexis and Justin has answers for everybody's relationship, but they don't have answers. They don't have answers for their own relationship. How do you give everybody else advice about their relationship and you can't handle your own? And the advice that you're giving them should be the advice that you should be taking for yourself.
I'm not even gonna say advice. You all intertwined in their stuff, and you can't even catch a hint in yours.
No, because that's the only thing they talk about is Ben and Morgan's relationship. That's one of the things they have in common. But before we get to the Ben and Morgan, your thoughts on Talisa, Justin and Alexis being in their relationship and how much Justin, to me, I blame Justin. Stop talking to your wife.
No.
Listen.
He wasn't. He don't. She said it. A lot of it is not him talking to her. It's her ear hustling.
He got her on speaker. He got him on speakerphone. I think in this instance, this is how Justin feels like he's connecting with Alexis. I feel like he's being a PUSSY right now. Okay. A BAN if you must. Like, I feel like he's just trying to connect with her, and this little gossip, messy behavior is the thing that she's all like, tell me more, but I'm going to stab you in the back until I'm going to, because couples pillow talk, okay? Let's not act like we don't. Couples pillow talk about all the things, especially if you're married. You have conversations about your friends and what's going on with them, and anybody who tell you that they don't, they lying. Maybe they don't go into all the detail, but they know something. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, because you're sharing it with me as your confidant. I need to get this off my chest. Otherwise, it's going to be whatever. Or I'm being messy and just want to tell my best friend, did you know? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know who to blame except for Ben. Okay. That's where my blame goes, is to Ben, but we're not there yet. I feel like Justin is wrong. Alexis is wrong. Everybody is wrong. Actually, drink water and mind your business. Like you both said, work on your own relationship and not focus on someone else's. So I'm not really clear what their benefit is. And then watching After Party, she did say she should have minded her business. Right? She did say that, and I commend her on that. But really, like we said a moment ago, this would have been the thing that would have tore them apart. Had it not been Newton, this would have been the thing, right? It just would have been something different, and this would have been the thing. Like, why are you sitting there talking to Ben about, Morgan? You should let them handle that. You all in it would always be something. So yeah.
Yeah, I think with Justin listening or talking to Ben on speakerphone, first of all, big mistake. I know my boy, I got a couple of gentlemen friends I talk to on a regular basis. If I'm sitting here and we jack in the office, everybody's going to ear. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going in my ear and we have a conversation. Now, this doesn't mean we don't discuss or talk a little bit later. No, but at the point in contact, I pick and choose what I want to share, right? Pick and choose what I want to share, especially if I knew my wife. This is the second time because I knew, because we all know that she caused rift in their relationship the first time on the honeymoon. So this time, I would have made sure I didn't tell Alexis anything, or if she heard anything that would have messed this dude relationship up. And if I knew that she heard it, somewhere I'm gonna have to. I just assume if I have it on speakerphone, even if the person act like they're not paying attention,
They listen.
They listen.
they listen. Their ears don't cut off. So I'd have been told Alexis like, yo, don't say nothing to that girl. Don't say nothing to Morgan. Don't say nothing to her. Ben was just confining me. Don't say anything, but she couldn't do it. She had to go tell Morgan, which makes me think, what did he say that was so bad that you had to go run and tell Morgan? Because I know it's still like the nurse thing, because they still talking about the nurse thing. What did he say that could have been so foul that I need to go tell my girl because he talking reckless. He ain't talking reckless. She ain't giving him none. She ain't kissing him. She ain't hugging him. He doing all this stuff for her, and she ain't reciprocating anything, any attention to him. He didn't lie.
Mm-mm.
He didn't lie. And who else better to know than people that's in the same relationship with him? Now, this is where Ben messed up. Your wife told you not to tell anybody or talk to Justin anymore. And if you wanted the relationship, guess what you should have did? Not talk to Justin.
Can we throw this in? So, what Alexis said, what she confirmed on After Party, what Morgan said. They basically made a pact. You can't talk to anybody in this married at first sight bubble about your problems. You can talk to anybody outside the bubble. You cannot talk to the other couples. That's the pact they made. I feel like, to me, that's dumb.
Right. I was like, was it a pact or was it just like an unspoken agreement where like,
Yeah, I
but
think
it's
no.
dumb.
She said it like they all said it, like, don't talk to anybody about our problems, which I think that's dumb, because I can talk to somebody outside this bubble about relationships, but I can't talk to them about a married at first sight, blind marriage relationship. The only people that will understand that is somebody else that's in it with me. Or if I decided to talk to Katina and Olajuwon, or if I decide to talk to Brianna and Vincent, you know what I mean? Nobody else can relate to that except the people in this circle. And so yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Everybody should have somebody they can vent to. I guess I don't understand. She is crucifying this dude
Yes.
for venting. You are crucifying, and I'm gonna say this, and I know we going there. Morgan should have never, ever, 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 ever been matched. Never. Never. She's unforgiving. She's mean.
Mm-hmm.
She's mean. She's Billy Bad A. She's somebody in the comments called her Conor McGregor.
I was like,
She is. She's all that. And I felt so bad for him.
It's controlling behavior.
I felt so bad.
I told you, it's controlling behavior.
Even on this, because I know we're gonna go from Alexis and Justin to Ben and Morgan. After she was like, Alexis told me everything. Ben did right. So let me go talk to Alexis. What did you tell her? She got mad because he went to go and he didn't go chin check Alexis, but let me find out what you said. That's right. If my wife tell me that you told her something about me, I'm gonna go to who said what was supposed to be said.
Mm-hmm.
She mad. Oh, you down there? That's the exact place. No, I came to ask her what she told you. Ben did right.
He's supposed to ask. He's supposed to confront the situation. Like, what did you say? What did you do? Morgan is abusive, and I said this on our review.
He did.
If this was a guy who did this to a woman, look how bad we talked about Elijah one, right? Mm-hmm. And so she really checked this dude, right? She checked Ben like to the point where dude was foaming at the mouth. He was scared, and she was all up in his grill. He's just standing there like, what am I supposed to do? Alexis went to her knowing how the outcome would be. Alexis knew that she would go off the handle because she went off the handle the first time. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I know my friend's going to go off the handle, if I tell her, I'm not telling them anything. I'm not going to say because she go off the handle, I'm going to invade this because now I'm involved. And I don't like doing that anyway because most times I'm thinking that might come back and bite me in the butt. It may come because in domestic relationships, it always people can turn and this, that, and other, and come back and bite me in the ace.
Her best thing to me, the best thing for Alexis to do is she should have told Ben, bro, I heard the conversation that you had with Justin about Morgan. She could have pulled the two of them together and said, hey, y'all need to talk because the things that but she shouldn't have just went to one of them. No, and especially not Morgan. She should not have done that.
But here's the problem.
Messy Bessie.
They all talk in groups anyway. You probably live, they live on the same floor. So it's not like people don't know your relationship. Dude looks sad every day. It's not like they don't know there's a problem. Not like they don't know there's an issue. So it's like you just don't want him to say it. By God, you on national television. So and you got cameras in your house. That's what I said. You have cameras in your house except for your bedroom.
Not no secret.
And there's nothing to secret because if the show wants to show it, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna show it. There's cameras everywhere in your home. So what are you trying to hide? She was still mad about the BSN. So Lisa, I'm off my soapbox.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go stand on mine for a little while.
Go ahead.
So, like I said before, I think Ben is an issue. After you found out that Justin could not be trusted, Justin is not the person that you confide in, right? You do need someone that is a confidant. You did need someone that you can vent to. So I too agree, Jackie. How are you upset that he's having a conversation? I'm more upset that he would have the conversation with Justin again, who is just trying to please his wife, who is just trying to use it as ammunition against anybody she can because she talks a lot, right? I feel like let's talk about how she walked in that 1 month anniversary. She walked in there like she was like the chorus was singing, "Don't nobody bring me no bad news." Okay, so if y'all don't know where that came from, I'm sorry, go watch The Wiz. But that's how she stomped up in there, like the whole place, like she, like get back to work. Like that's how it felt to me. Like, y'all notice how she looked. That's why y'all laugh because y'all know that's what it looked like. And then for her to be disrespectful, rude, unwavering, for her to just drop them flowers on the ground instead of just graciously taking them. Like it was like you wanted to come in and you wanted to do whatever Mai Tai, I don't know what it is she does, on him, right? It felt very much so an attack. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like you were coming to say what you needed to say, which is the same thing you keep saying over and over again. And then you ask him a question. You want him to tell you the truth. Let me hear what you're saying, but you don't give him a word edgewise. I'm with each and every one of you that said she should not be here. She should not be here. She does not have the personality, the healing, the anything. When she talks about everything, she's unwavering, and this is what it is. She I don't know which one of y'all said that shouldn't probably be married to a man. One of y'all said that. I don't know which one of the people in the comments said that, but somebody had said that last week. I think it was Jackie. Last week they had said. So I just feel like it's a pot of mess. Ben, I hope you've learned your lesson about having conversations with people that you don't know. That you feel like, because Justin is actually, while they're talking, is probably saying he understands, I can relate, things are a little rough, and you just have to work through, trying to be, he's probably giving him the I understand with you, the camaraderie, the support that he thinks, and then you have to think that Ben is 30 years old. Ben don't have no real relationship experience. So he thinking he talking to somebody that knows something. Well, that's not Justin. Justin is not the one. I don't know. I just feel like the way she came in there talking to him, she should have said, "Today is my last day." Today is my last day. Not I'm gonna come back only if you admit what? That I needed to express myself, that I needed to vent, that you aren't really a listener, that you aren't really accepting of the changes that I made, that you aren't really forgiving of the first thing, and that I'm really trying hard to change, and you don't see any of that or acknowledging that. Like, who else am I supposed to vent to? And I get you guys got a pack. But I don't know, was that you? That was you, Jackie, that said, I want to talk to somebody that understands what I'm going through. Because my friends and family already think I'm crazy for marrying a stranger at first sight without the 15-minute conversation that an arranged marriage has. That's the difference. They do have a little conversation, though their parents have already said you can have 10 goats and 15, bushels of, I don't, greens or something for my daughter. They've already had that conversation. They look at each other and they already know, I think he ugly, but my mama said. They don't get that. I'm meeting you at the altar. So I need to talk to somebody who has the same experiences. And not only that, I want to talk to somebody who's going through the same issue. And Justin, you seem to be the one that's going through the same issue that I am with my wife. And I was hoping that you could relate to me. But unfortunately, I can't trust you now. Like, she can't trust me, I can't trust you. But unfortunately, Ben is so naive, he will continue to talk to Justin. Hopefully he just, or maybe he'll just go into a cocoon and be like, never mind, to everybody. I don't like anybody. I don't know. But I think that she should have just walked away and said bye.
Can I say this? Creative days. I can't remember. You said the same thing I did. Most of the time, when somebody doesn't want to share, it's because they're trying to maintain an image. And I believe Morgan is trying to maintain an image, because what Alexis said is she felt the need to tell Morgan what Ben said, because that's not the person that she sees. Well, honey, let me tell you something. I promise you, your girlfriend's not always going to see the same person that your spouse going to see. They don't know the arguments or disagreements y'all have. You might be wilding out on him. They're not necessarily going to see that, because you have a more intimate relationship with your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance, whatever the case may be. So I really do think her thing is, if Ben shares with people, they'll see how much of a in the words of Mama D, they'll see how much of a BICTH I am, and in that order. They'll see BICTH. To Lisa, to your point, and people in the comments are saying it too. Most people, when they go to, like, she went to Muay Thai, I'm assuming probably that day or the day before the 1 month anniversary thing, you go in there to let off some steam. She went in there and got herself more hyped up, because she came in there on a mission, and poor Ben was oblivious. Yeah. He was like, I got you some flowers. She was like, thanks. Toss him to the ground. I said, good God. Talisa, you're right. She asked him question after question after question. He was like, oh, you're not going to let me answer? Fine. She wouldn't let him answer. She didn't want to hear what he had to say. She should not. You cannot go into any relationship, let alone married at first sight, so closed-minded and so stuck. If you're the type of person to get stuck on something and you're not gonna let it go, this married at first sight marriage might not be for you. Married at first sight ain't for you, but marriage period might not be for you.
He better man than me because I wouldn't sit around that long.
My husband made a point. He said it. Listen, if the roles was reversed, if Ben had walked in there on Morgan and read her the riot act like that, we would have all turned our TVs upside down. We'd be protesting married at first sight. Why can he talk? Morgan should be ashamed of herself. That the way she, as my husband said, she undressed that man. I felt so bad because we already know that Ben is a people pleaser. He said he lived in a neighborhood where he's like the only Asian kid. Mm-hmm. And so to get along, he said, I became an overachiever. I became overly nice because I wanted to fit in. So he's a super nice guy. And he sat there and took it. Because that's his personality. And she broke that man. And then for her to say, I'm not leaving, I'm not giving up on it because I want to show up every day. I want you to see how much you hurt me. I want you, and vengeful and spiteful too. No, thank you. I'll pass.
She's very vindictive.
I'll pass.
Very vindictive, very spiteful. And again, what's funny is that when she gets to the experts, they're gonna tell her that she's wrong. and what are you?
I can't wait.
And what are you gonna do when the experts tell you that your behavior is wrong?
I can't wait.
I just want to see people just. I guess. My thought was if this was Elijah one and he had did this to Katina, how much trouble we gave Elijah one last season, the way he treated Katina.
It was.
It should be the same. It should be the same smoke or much more smoke that Morgan is getting now. Morgan
should all the smoke from me. All the smoke.
Yeah, all of it. She get all the smoke. She get all the smoke from me. She doesn't get a pass. And I'm gonna just give her all the smoke because she deserves all the smoke. And let's be honest for who she is, because you don't do that to people. And for Ben to stand there and take it, my hat is off to him because I would have bounced out a long time ago. Production wouldn't even got me back. Y'all can keep your check and keep everything. Keep this woman away from me. I can't go into the same apartment. We can't go in the same spot. We can't do anything else. Jay said something, that she came out stone cold walk. All she needed was the glass break music. And there was, I told my wife, she came out with that. She came out with that Ronda Rousey walk. When you ever watch MMA when Ronda Rousey comes out to the ring and she just her mouth and she's chilling, and then she just had that mean look on her face. This is her walk. This is what we doing. I'm getting ready to go fight. I got a dress on, but I'm getting ready to rumble. Right? All she needed was Michael Buffer to say, "Let's get ready to rumble," and she was ready to go. She would heard a bell, and next thing you know, it would have been on and popping. That's the way she came. She came in hyped up.
She did, because she had been in there in that ring. She had been doing this, and she, man, I whoever she sparred with that day, I know she knocked them out.
But see, production. This is why I have a problem with production, right? Production made her come back because they wanted a good TV. Because production talked.
She had the nerve to be crying over there.
Right. And she was out. I'm really a nice person. You and Alyssa should get together, right?
I'm really a nice person.
So she's very toxic. She needs to go back with her old lover who was drunk and told him he loved her. Ben is not the guy for you. And for that's the part.
Too nice.
That's the part that got me though, as my wife said. The part where she said, "I'm gonna just be back every day, and like you gonna keep poking the bear in his face every day. I'm just being here, living here because this, that, and the other." Okay, you need a place to live, huh? You just need someplace.
If you're homeless, just say that.
Right. If you're homeless, just say that. You need a place to stay, huh? Yep. There you go. You don't even want to go. You can't even go back to your apartment. I know. I got it. I understand. You just need somebody to be with. Yeah. We can't do that. I'm not living that because we talked about walking on eggshells earlier. Can you imagine when he has to walk on in that house? The tension that's in that place. The cat already don't like him. So if anything else happens, dog, I couldn't do that. If I'm Ben, I go home. I couldn't. Go home. You can't live in that situation. We gotta sleep with one eye open, not knowing what she's gonna do.
And one of them parts when he was like, "Yes, I talked to Justin and Miguel, but." She was like, "See, you talk to everybody." Well, I wanted to see how they felt about me being a people pleaser. I wanted to see. I was just like, this lady is so full of herself.
Mm-hmm.
This lady thinks she's done so much work on herself, and she said, what was it, last 2 episodes, whatever
Yeah.
episode it was. She needs to go back to the drawing board. But like y'all said, that exercise is supposed to help release the tension, not get you geared up. And I was when Jackie was doing her Rocky moves, I was like, that's why Glenn is in line, because he knows.
I,
I
I,
seen you,
I,
Jackie. I seen you.
I respect boundaries, and that's the problem. She doesn't have boundaries. They don't have boundaries.
They don't have boundaries. They don't.
She don't know boundaries. They have no boundaries whatsoever, and she doesn't know how. This guy he's bent over backwards, done everything for you. I really want to know what, because if they show next episode what he actually said, and it's not like catastrophic, it is like,
I already know it's not.
It is like,
we already know. We already know it's not catastrophic. She's already here, and it just took her up a little bit more. It just took her up a little bit more. It's not. I want to say this real quick, because I thought she said she hit him too, but my husband and I went back to listen, and what she said was, I think it hit him.
Yeah, I think it hit him.
Yeah, she said, I think it hit him that
he messed
XYZ, that he messed up. So she didn't hit him. I thought she did.
Yeah, I had to go back and watch it.
I thought she did. But yeah, I just don't think I just don't believe what he said was catastrophic. I think it was some regular old venting about your spouse, and I don't know what to do. She acts like this, she acts like that. And I think Alexis embellished it. I think she made it bigger than it was. And so Morgan just took it and ran with it. And I think she had this is the only thing I'm gonna give Morgan. She had the right premise coming to him and asking him, but she didn't even really ask him, what did you say? She didn't give him space, because that's what I would have did. If somebody had come and told me that Glenn said something about me, I'm gonna go ask Glenn, what did you say? What did you say? Tell me what you said. She don't know Alexis that well to take her word as gold. Let me say that.
She trusts Alexis more than she trusts Ben.
she don't want to trust Ben. And Ben is sweet. Bro, my heart broke. The way he treated that. He's so sweet, and he looked like a, you know how you get on, like, I got one child, like they real tender and soft. And when you get on them, they just be like, it's like the world has ended. That's how Ben looked. He looked like a parent got on him. He was just like, I just want to make you happy. I just want to be kind. It's a private joke. Sorry. I just want to be kind. And she just ripped him a new one. I just felt so bad. And when he went in that honeymoon suite and they had their basket in there, I was like, ugh.
You know what, Tommy? You brought a good question up, man. That's great. Because I was mad at Ben too about, can we move forward? No, we can't. At this point, I'm not moving forward with you. I'm not moving forward.
Well, maybe he want to move forward so he can turn the tables around and say, I don't like you, and it's a no decision. Maybe he'll get some guts.
This marriage been done from the honeymoon. Matter of fact, this marriage been done. You know what? COVID destroyed it. I won't blame COVID. I won't blame COVID. COVID destroyed this marriage. Anybody that married at first sight who gets COVID, their marriage never lasts.
You know, they say COVID makes you foggy and all of that for a while, and he came right off of COVID, so maybe.
Man, this marriage was doomed from COVID. It's a bad sign when your marriage gotta get pushed back because you got COVID. That's a sign. That's an omen, right? This ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna be good. You know, this is like it's bad. But she talking about TV. That's one of the worst moments I've seen on Married at First Sight, for her to really to get into him like that. And all I could think was, she has the right one, because some guys would not have taken that. And the way that she was giving it, and not to say a word edgewise, and he's very patient just to stand there and not say nothing. And when he tried to get a point, I talked to Miguel. Well, you shouldn't have been talking to him. Am I 28 or am I 8?
No, he turned 30.
30, am I 30?
I'm 30 years old.
You tell me who I can't and cannot talk to?
My mama's a little Asian lady. And I know you got some Asian in you, but you ain't my mama.
Yo.
Yeah, it's a sad situation for the two of them.
Tommy, I do agree. He'd never been in a situation like that. He ain't know how to react. He was shocked. He was shell shocked.
Oh, he was real shocked. Because
Because he came.
He said he hadn't talked to her in a few days. He didn't even know what her mindset would be. Me, myself, I would have been thinking she's sitting over there fuming. I'm telling you, she boosting herself up. That's what I would have been thinking. Yeah, she ain't talked to me neither. Mm-hmm. All them voices in her head is like, get him, sick him. All them voices. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He came with flowers. He set the old honeymoon suite up. He had everything laid out. Production laid flowers out, and yeah, I would have known. He didn't read the signs. He would have should have known when the flowers went down to the floor.
No, he wasn't looking when she came around the corner. When she
Right.
came,
He been looking. He probably would have just said, "Forget it. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm out. All right. What the little SpongeBob thing? I'm gonna head out now.
Like deuces. I'm gone. All right, cool. Production. Take my mic off, please. Take my mic off.
Take the mic off.
Because she did. She came like Sophia walking through that cornfield to talk to Miss Sealy. She did.
And he was like Hoppo, couldn't get a word in edgewise. And I guarantee he went home up that meal out there. He would have got a black guy. He'd been talking about the meal and old Bessie, in the field. But it's rough. I don't know. They can't come back from this. This marriage is over.
I felt like they were mismatched from the beginning. When I saw the two of them, I said they have mismatched them purposefully. This is not going to work.
Nah. If anybody think this marriage can work, please explain to me how you think how. If you think they can still work out, please explain to me. I would love to hear how you think it will work out, because this can't work. This one is doomed. This one is worse than Paige and Chris.
Yeah. As like you said, Glenn, I'm just hopefully the experts don't let us down when they talk to them, and I hope that they again call Morgan on her bull. I hope they call her on the carpet and tell her, just like Dr. Pepper got on Olajuwon. Yeah, I hope they get on her and read her the riot act, because she needs it. She needs it.
Yep. So that's it for this week, right? That's it.
I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah, you missed half the show anyway, so I don't mind. You missed half anyway. Me and Talisa was holding it down for the first half.
Praise God.
We was doing our thing.
You think so, Tommy?
I don't think so, Tommy.
I don't think so, Tommy. I'm sorry, Tommy.
I want you to keep that same energy next week when you're on camera.
Yeah. When you come back next week, keep that same energy, because I don't think they look.
I don't think so, because Artika gonna look at you like, "Are you crazy?"
I don't think they make it. He never gets none. He don't hold her hand again. And truth be told, I don't think that after this, she lives in the same apartment unless she's homeless. Somebody ain't staying there that night. Somebody there. So we'll see. Oh man. Lisa, any closing thoughts on this week?
No, really, that the two couples I'm most concerned about are the Justin and Alexis, and Ben and Morgan. They all need to keep their mouth shut, because if you think about it, Morgan had to have been talking to Alexis in order for Alexis to share what she thought or what she heard. Something had to be said. It wasn't just the look in her eyes and she was standing there. But I feel like the four of those couples are probably the worst, in the worst shape right now. And I'm still vested in the show. So yeah, like I want to see next week. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see them sitting together, and how Nate is all like, "What's all the volatile energy for? Why are you so mad?" Like I want to see all that, because he doesn't give me, "I'm gonna back down. You're not gonna Muay Thai me. I'm gonna just hit you in the throat." That's how he gives me. So I'm really excited to see it. And of course, they always chopping stuff up and be tricking us, but that's all I got. Except for if you haven't already, subscribe to me, to Jack and Glenn, to August Love Story, which is Artika and Tommy, in case you don't know that they're August Love Story. Subscribe to all the memberships, even though I don't have one yet. I'm still working on it. And then I just happened to be working on my own. I still have some. We'll reorder some. I said I was gonna have a like intro class to tell people how to use the journal effectively, specifically if they haven't been using it. Um, I was saying September, but I'm moving it to October because I've been busy. I'm still celebrating my birthday.
And go keep celebrating. Some people celebrate the whole month. Go ahead and just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep celebrating my birthday. All of Virgo season, I'm celebrating.
Hey, make sure y'all go to TalisaRay.com and get that journal. It is definitely, absolutely a blessing. Thank you guys for joining us this week. As she said, subscribe to everybody. Give us your thoughts. We'll talk about next week your thoughts on these couples because it's at the month anniversary, right? A halfway point. I only see three couples, three sure couples that I think will make it since we're at the halfway point right now. I see three that I think will make it. I think Mitch and Kristen will make it because they just crazy. She ain't leaving. And I think Sasha and Nate gonna make it because they like to be together, right? They're gonna be together. I see them making it, and I think Miguel and Lindy are going to stay together because she needs the insurance, and he has it. So she ain't leaving nowhere. I mean, he got to just take her off the insurance and move her out. He's on insurance, so I think that's why they stay together. So we'll see how it is. So thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you check out all our videos, all our reviews, and share this with somebody else. And you guys have a great, great night and enjoy the rest of your week until we meet again next Sunday. Peace. Bye, y'all.
Bye.